All right, okay, I'm back now. Since I got so many views on this, I'm gonna do the second part. Friday the 13th, the series, the second season. Yeah, this was the season that led up to the final part of Ryan Dallion. If you watch my other review, you know who I'm talking about. He plays this in this whole season, but in the beginning, the third was his final episode. Um, I'm gonna try not to go through every episode on here. If I have time, I will. But it started off with the episode "Doorway to Hell" with Mickey and Ryan and Jack trying to keep um, Louis Vanderdry from coming back from hell. Um, so yeah, that was not a bad episode. The next one was called the Voodoo Mambo. It's kind of like a cursed voodoo priestess who has like some kind of like uh, symbol or like a I'm not sure what you would call that because I'm not into the voodoo stuff. But yeah, that was okay. I mean, that was probably my least favorite of that season. Then you have Now the Evil Starts, which is about a cursed antique radio. That was a pretty good one. Yeah, that one's definitely you would definitely want to check that out. It's about cursed radio. Then you have Tails I Live, Heads You Die, which is a cursed coin. And then this one actually, Mickey dies, but she comes back. Um, and I think that was the episode. I could be wrong. Let me make sure here. But that was a pretty good one though, as far as I remember. Yeah, that was it. That's where she dies and then she comes back, and they actually did not capture that coin. They actually ended up capturing the coin in the third season. Then you have Symphony and B Number, which is about a deceased violinist who has like a cursed violinist, and he uses it to. It's kind of like Phantom of the Opera a little bit. That's a pretty good one. Master of Disguise. That's about a cursed makeup case where somebody can. He ends up killing somebody. Then he uses this cursed mask to fix his face from their blood, but since if he doesn't do that, his face is all messed up. So, Wax Magic, that's a pretty good one. That's about a traveling wax museum where this guy who has the power to he brings back one of his wax uh, portraits, and who's actually a woman, but ends up she wants to be more human, and she ends up killing herself at the end. But Read My Lips, that's about a cursed dummy that like the ventriloquist stuff and that. He's actually cursed, and he can come and talk with nobody touching him. Now 13th O'Clock, that was a pretty good one. I believe that was directed by Rob Hayden from Friday the 13th Part 8. It's where they at 1 o'clock at night the clock would stop, and you could take anything you want. You'd be the only one that could do anything. You could take all the stuff you want. Now that might be something I wouldn't mind getting into, but that was a great episode. Night Hunger was about a cursed keychain that a friend from Jack and next door his friend works at a hardware store, and he has a cursed keychain that his son ends up getting, and they kind of like battle over back, and he starts going crazy, and then ends up the keychain like going inside of him and stuff. Like it wasn't too bad a movie episode. I mean, The Sweetest Sting. That one's about a demented beekeeper as a cursed hive. Now I've only seen that one various times because that was one episode when back when I started getting into the show. I didn't really catch that one all the time. But that's not too bad. The Playhouse, that one was pretty good too. They believe that was directed by Tom McLaughlin, who directed Friday the 13th 6. That's about a cursed playhouse where the little boy and his brother and sister play in it, and they bring these kids in there, and then this like nothing inside the playhouse would take them from their kids and keep them it's not a bad one. If you haven't watched it, definitely check that one out. Eye of Death, that one's kind of like a Civil War antiques collector about Civil War pieces. That I believe that was the one that was in black and white. Mickey and Ryan go to get that. That was a pretty good one. You have Face of Evil, That one's about a cursed compact. Now, I said in the first episode, the first season, there was a cursed compact. Now, this is the return, because they didn't capture that one, but they captured it in this episode. And it's the sister from the first episode from last season, who's trying to help Mickey and Ryan capture the compact, which they ended up doing, which is a pretty good way of continuing and finding that cursed object. Better Off Dead is about a disturbed doctor who is trying to cure his daughter from a syndrome, and he captured these people to stick them with this needle to help and bring the essence back to his daughter, and then that makes them like animal-like instincts. And Mickey does end up getting it, but she, of course, to show she's not going to die. Scarlet Cinema. That's about a antique cursed movie camera where a film studio has an obsession with werewolves, and like when you film it, you can see yourself in the werewolf, and the werewolf comes in and kills the people and stuff. That's not a bad episode. The Mephisto ring. That's about like a World Series ring that can help gamble and win certain things, and this guy uses it to gamble and win some money and stuff, and ends up, getting it in the end. A Friend to the End. Now that one's a pretty good episode. That's Mickey's young nephew befriends a boy that had died in a coffin in this haunted house, and he's trying to tell his new friend that you need to find this so he can go back and live on. The Butcher is about. This episode is pretty much about Jack going back to find out what happened to the people in the Third Reich. This episode, I believe, has something cursed in it, like a cursed barbed wire, but I don't quite think that was really meant what it was going to be. Mesmer's Bauble. Now this is a interesting one. This has the late Vanity in it, and she plays a rock star who this guy gets a pendant and wants increases people to love him, and he loves this woman so much that he ends up becoming her. Interesting. That's not a bad one. Wedding in Black. I believe this is the first episode with the Johnny character who went on to replace Ryan Daly onto the third season. This one's about a snow globe, mysterious snow globe, and no, it was the next episode that Johnny came in. Wedding in Black is about the snow globe where the devil is trying to get everybody into the snow globe to make them think that they're it's hard to describe. You have to see the episode to understand it, but it's a good one. And it's where all the characters are inside a snow globe, and only in order to get out of it, they have to break the snow globe, which is not a bad episode. Wedding Bell Blues is the one that shows the first appearance by Johnny. Mickey takes a job at a bar and trying to retrieve a pool cue, which is a cursed pool cue, to makes the guy win every game. The Maestro is about ballet dancers. Now that one's a pretty good one. It's where this guy has this little box that makes them dance and ballets and stuff, and they do it, and as it slows down, they makes them slow down, and they end up doing their blood and stuff coming out of their feet, and when it stops, they end up flying out a window or breaking their hip or neck or whatever. That one's a pretty good one. The Shaman's Apprentice is about a Native American rattle that's cursed. He can cure his patients at the cost of another person's life. We've seen that various times throughout the series. The Prisoner is about a thug from World War II, Kamikaze Jacket. I've seen this like 3 times. It's not my favorite, but like I said, it's not my least favorite. So, it is what that one is. Now, the final episode of the second season is a Coven of Darkness. This is a coven of witches find a powerful necklace and recruit Ryan to help them cast a spell on them. Now, this is the final appearance by Ryan Daly. Not his final appearance, but his final appearance was in the third season at the beginning. But these witches make him evil, and then he starts to want to hurt Jack and Mickey. and that was a pretty good episode. That out of the whole season, that would probably be in the top 3. So yeah, that was Friday the 13th, the series season 2 review. I hope you enjoyed that one. It's getting hot in here. Yeah, I got the fan off right now, but drinking some more of this Crystal Pepsi. Not bad. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that review, and I've got one more, and then tomorrow I'm not sure if I'm going to do some more DVD collection or do a vlog. I don't know. I'll keep that open. But thanks for subscribing, and I'll catch you on the next video.